So in this section, it's actually in JavaScript, not in pseudocode. So we can read it similarly to what we've learned with the code.org work. So we have two variables. I have value1 and value2. It helps to kind of still have this chart, not as necessary as the last one. So value1 is the number 1, and value2 is the number 5. So we have to write down here what's printed. So the very first thing, no matter what, is we're going to print the letter A. That's not in the if statement, so we don't have to think about anything. So we know console log means print. Then it says if value2 is less than 3. So I go up and check value2 is not less than 3. So I'm not going to do anything here. This if is also in the same if statement. So even though, and actually it's not even true, value1 is not greater than or equal to value2. So that's not going to print. But anyway, since value2 is not less than 3, I wouldn't do any of this because it's all indented under that if statement. So A should be the only thing that we print. So I'm going to type in an A. And submit answer. And that's correct. So we're going to look at a couple more. As I said, if you kind of get the idea, you can go on, but feel free to watch for some more problems. Okay, this one looks a little bit more complex, so that'll be good. So now our two starting values, and there could be any number of starting values, are 5 and 2. So if value1 is greater than 3, this is true. Then if value2 is less than or equal to 4, that's also true. So we're going in here, we're going to console log A. So I definitely print an A. I'm going to write it over here just because I can't really get to that spot. And if I move it, all my writing will be in the wrong spot. So since the if happened, the else that's under it can't happen. Same deal here. Since this if happened, this whole else can't happen because if the first if happened, then we skip all the other statements in that section below it. So I think we're just having console log A. We'll type that in and we'll see what happens. So we'll do maybe 2 more. And as I said, at any point that you feel like you're getting this, you can stop the video and try some. You can always come back if you need more help. So now my value1 is 4, and my value2 is 3. So once again, we have console log A, just like that first problem. So we're definitely going to print an A. And I already have it here, so we'll just go with that. If value1 equals value2. So that's not true, so I'm not going to do any of this. Right? Value1 is not equal to value2. They have different values. So then we're going to go down to this else. Now, an else has no conditions, so we're definitely going to do that. So else, we're going to console log C, so it's going to print out a C. And then if value2 is less than or equal to 5, yep, that's true. We're going to console log D. And since we did this if, we're going to skip this else because it can only do one of those 2 statements. So I'm going to type in A, C, D. And that is correct again. So this is our last one. And I'm actually going to look for something that has more than 2 values. It doesn't look like we have one. This one looks pretty complex. So we'll try this one for our last example. So now we have that both of our values are 3. So we are console logging A again. So without any sort of conditions. So that's true. Value1 is greater than value2. Nope, they're equal. So anything in this if statement, because this is all indented inside this if statement, is going to get skipped. Then we're going to go down to our else, and we will follow through the else, right? Because the if didn't work. So now if value2 is less than or equal to 1. So value2 is not less than or equal to 1. So I'm going to skip this and go down to this else. So else, console log E. Now let's look at this console log F. So this console log F is inside this else statement. And I'm going to erase this so we can see it a little better. Basically, this bracket and then this bracket hold that else statement. These brackets, right, that one and that one are for the if. This is for that inner else statement. So we are going to do this because we're doing everything in this else statement that holds true. So we are going to console log F as well. So we have A, E, and F. With a whole lot of writing in the way, luckily I can still type this in. And that's good.